For you, Olympic gold medalist and Dallas native Sha'Carri Richardson has been arrested for alleged domestic violence in Washington state.
It all happened fast. In a busy airport, something big took place. Before lunchtime, one of America's fastest runners was in a moment no one expected. What happened next stopped her career and shocked the sports world. Sha'Carri Richardson did not appear out of nowhere. Her name began to echo in track circles when she was still a teenager. At Louisiana State University, she smashed collegiate records in the 100 meters, running times so fast they were impossible to ignore. Her stride was fierce, her style unmistakable, and her confidence turned every finish line into a statement. She had the kind of presence that made even casual viewers stop and watch, because there was something magnetic in the way she ran. By 2023, she was not just a rising star, she was the brightest light in women's sprinting.
But the best reaction, Kayla White for North Carolina A&T. Here comes Richardson, the phenomenal freshman, wins the front end of the double. Let's watch the time, 10:75.
Oh my goodness!
She became the world champion in the 100 meters, stood on podiums draped in medals, and embodied a new kind of athletic charisma. When she ran, it was not only about speed, it was about identity, pride, and defiance. She wore her emotions openly, smiled when she won, and stood firm even when criticized. She was both athlete and personality, a figure who made headlines just by walking into the stadium. July 27th began like any other day for most travelers passing through Seattle Tacoma International Airport. But for Sha'Carri Richardson and her boyfriend Christian Coleman, another elite sprinter, it was the day everything turned.
Okay.
But I had to put down. I'm so sorry you're grabbing me right now.
Yep, because you're under arrest.
I'm under arrest right now? What am I under? No, what am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay. I didn't assault him though.
Video cameras.
I literally was we were having an argument.
Airport surveillance captured the tense moment. In the footage, Richardson grabbed Coleman's backpack. Words were exchanged. She shoved him more than once. At one point, she appeared to push him against a wall. Something that looked like headphones was thrown in his direction. The kind of scene that draws stares even in a busy terminal. The noise of rolling suitcases and boarding calls suddenly faded for those close enough to see. Security moved quickly. Richardson was arrested on a charge of fourth-degree domestic violence. She was held for nearly 19 hours before release. Coleman chose not to press charges and the case was dismissed. But the damage had already been done. Her arrest was front-page news across the country. For someone used to the rush of victory, this was a very different kind of spotlight.
I didn't. Can he tell you that I didn't do nothing to him? Christian, are you serious right now? Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of you right now.
For fans, the news was jarring. This was the woman who had fought her way back from setbacks, who had become a symbol of resilience. Now she was in headlines for all the wrong reasons. Social media lit up. Critics and supporters clashed online. Some defended her without question. Others condemned without hesitation. Every post, every comment added another layer to the storm. But Sha'Carri did not vanish into silence. Richardson posted to her Instagram story explaining what she had gone through and what she's learned from the incident. So my only thing is, I want to be more. Not just only for myself, for my family, my fans. I overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing love, and even holding me accountable to being my best self. Richardson posted a video on her Instagram account Monday night in which she said she put herself in a compromised situation. She issued a written apology to Coleman on Tuesday morning. I love him, and to him I can't apologize enough. The reigning 100-meter world champion wrote in all capital letters on Instagram, adding that her apology should be just as loud as her actions. Coleman responded publicly with grace. He called the incident regretful but human. He said she did not deserve to be arrested. He reminded everyone that a single moment should not erase the humanity of a person. His words softened some of the anger directed at her, but the reality remained. This was now part of her public story. This was not Sha'Carri's first test in the public eye. In 2021, she missed the Tokyo Olympics after testing positive for THC. At the time, she revealed that she had used marijuana as a way to cope with the pain of losing her biological mother. She took responsibility, served her suspension, and came back stronger. That incident had already shown the world that she could survive public scrutiny. But this time, the circumstances were even more personal. Her comeback culminated in victories at the World Championships and medals on the Olympic stage. She turned personal pain into fuel. That was the version of Sha'Carri the public had embraced, the fighter, the comeback queen. But this moment was different. There was no race to train for, no physical finish line to cross. The challenge now was emotional, and the competition was against herself. Just days after her release, she appeared at the U.S. Track and Field Championships. She stepped onto the starting line with the same signature style, bright hair, fierce eyes, calm intensity. But her results were not what fans were used to. She withdrew from the 100 meters and failed to make the final in the 200 meters. She carried more than just the race on her shoulders. The scandal shook her, but she still showed up. Athletes are known for strength, but this was different. She talked about getting help and working on herself. She promised to come back better than before. It is easy to idolize speed, but real courage is built in moments like this, when the cameras are still, when there are no finish lines, when the work is about repairing the self. Every therapy session, every conversation, every step toward accountability became part of a race with no stopwatch. The story resonated beyond track and field. Domestic disputes are not often addressed with openness by public figures. Many hide, deny, or attempt to bury the story. Sha'Carri chose another path. She faced it, and in doing so, she shifted the conversation. She showed that accountability does not erase talent, that vulnerability does not weaken greatness, that even champions can admit they are not okay and still rise again. Her words encouraged fans going through their own struggles to look inward, to acknowledge mistakes, and to work toward healing. Her future in the sport is still bright. Her times before this incident prove she can dominate any race she enters, but the next chapter is not just about winning medals. It is about building trust, both with herself and with those who watch her. It is about making her name known not just for speed, but for strength of character. Fans hope to see her run fast again. Sponsors must choose if they will support her. Every race will remind people of this moment. Sha'Carri's story is not only about speed, it's about facing hard times and getting back up. The airport incident was tough, but it's not her whole story. If she can run through this with the same fire she brings to the track, her greatest race may be the one no stopwatch can measure, the race to rebuild herself. If you believe in second chances and the strength it takes to face your mistakes, share this story. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Sha'Carri will come back stronger than ever? And remember to subscribe for more stories that show the human side of the athletes we admire. Track fans, we need to talk about what's happening right now in women's sprinting. The rivalry between Sha'Carri Richardson and Sha'Carri Jackson has reached a boiling point, and the numbers tell a story that's about to explode at the Prefontaine Classic on July 5th, 2025. Both athletes share identical personal bests of 10.65 seconds in the 100 meters. Same fire, same speed on paper, but here's where things get interesting and brutal for one of these queens. Sha'Carri Richardson opened her 2025 season with an 11.47 at the Seiko Golden Grand Prix in Tokyo. Meanwhile, Sha'Carri Jackson dropped an 11.04 at her Diamond League Rabat season opener. That's nearly half a second faster than Richardson's current best this year. In sprinting terms, that gap represents a canyon. The Prefontaine Classic countdown just became electric because Richardson is confirmed for the women's 100 meters. Sha'Carri Jackson hasn't been officially announced yet, but history says she always shows up at Prey. If she's there, we're looking at a rematch that could define the entire 2025 season. Let's travel back to August 21st, 2021, the Nike Prefontaine Classic in Eugene, Oregon. This race changed everything between these two athletes, and frankly, it was absolutely brutal for Richardson, and the stage was set perfectly. All three Tokyo Olympic medalists were present. Sha'Carri Jackson with her bronze medal, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price with silver, and Elaine Thompson-Herah fresh off her gold medal performance where she broke Florence Griffith-Joyner's Olympic record. Richardson was finally eligible to compete after serving her marijuana suspension that kept her out of the Tokyo Olympics. The world rankings had her sitting at number 3 globally, even ahead of bronze medalist Sha'Carri Jackson. Everyone expected this race to be competitive. It wasn't. Elaine Thompson-Herah ran a stunning 10.54 seconds, the closest anyone has ever come to FloJo's controversial world record of 10.49. Many consider Thompson-Herah's time the legitimate world record given the questions surrounding Griffith-Joyner's mark. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price and Shericka Jackson claimed second and third place. Richardson, she finished dead last with a time of 11.14 seconds, more than half a second behind the winner. The race that was supposed to showcase her return instead became a public humiliation. The aftermath was equally brutal. A photo showing the Jamaican athletes celebrating in victory while Richardson dealt with an awkward post-race interview got distributed thousands of times across social media. Eugene, Oregon became the site of one of the most devastating defeats in recent sprint history. This looked like the beginning of the end for Richardson. It wasn't. Richardson's response to that 2021 disaster tells you everything about her character. She didn't retreat. She didn't make excuses. She got back to work. In 2022, Richardson bounced back at the Prefontaine Classic with a second-place finish, clocking 10.92 seconds. She defeated both Dina Asher-Smith and Shericka Jackson, finishing only behind Elaine Thompson-Herah. The comeback had officially begun. 2023 became Richardson's breakout year. She won the World Championships 100 meters in 10.65 seconds, proving she belonged among the world's elite. At that year's Prefontaine Classic, she ran 10.80, which incredibly was only good enough for fourth place given the depth of competition. But it was after her 2023 World Championship victory that Richardson delivered her now famous line, "I'm not back, I'm better." Those words became prophetic. 2024 marked Richardson's complete vindication. She won her first ever Prefontaine Classic with a time of 10.84 seconds, defeating rising stars Julian Alfred and Dina Asher-Smith, plus an injury-battling Elaine Thompson-Herah. More importantly, Richardson ended 2024 with the world's fastest 100-meter time at 10.71 seconds. The girl who finished last at 11:14 in 2021 had become the world's fastest woman by 2024. That's not just redemption, that's domination. The rivalry between Richardson and Jackson produces incredible statistics. They faced each other 9 times throughout their careers. Jackson currently holds a narrow 5-4 advantage in wins, but the margins are razor thin. Jackson's average time when racing against Richardson sits at 10.78 seconds. Richardson averages 10.88 seconds in their head-to-head battles. These numbers show just how closely matched these athletes are when they step on the track together. Their Prefontaine Classic history reads like a heavyweight boxing saga. In 2021, Jackson finished third with 10.76, while Richardson struggled to 11.14 in last place. The following year saw Richardson flip the script, placing second at 10.92, while Jackson finished behind her. 2023 belonged to Jackson. She dominated with a 100-meter victory in 10.70 seconds and absolutely demolished the 200-meter field with a meet record of 21.57 seconds. Richardson couldn't match that level. But 2024, that was Richardson's year at Pruitt. Her 10.84 victory statement proved she had conquered her Prefontaine demons and established herself as the meet's new queen. The 2025 season presents fascinating storylines. It's nearly June, and the international sprinting landscape is taking shape. On the men's side, Kenny Bednarek is crushing his competition with relative ease. The women's side sees Tia Clayton from Jamaica holding the current world-leading time of 10.92 seconds from the Doha Diamond League meeting. With more than 3 months remaining before the Tokyo World Championships scheduled for September 13th to 21st, expect major shifts in world rankings on both the men's and women's sides. Richardson's slow start shouldn't cause panic among her supporters. Her 11th 47 in Tokyo came with visible strapping on her lower right leg, and she was slow out of the blocks, never managing to lead the race. The event was won by Australia's Brie Rizzo in 11.38 seconds. Historical precedent supports patience with Richardson's early season form. In 2024, she opened with slow 200-meter races, running 22.99 and 23.11 in her first 2 Diamond League appearances in China. She still finished that year as the world's fastest woman at 10.71 seconds. An 11th 47th won't qualify for semifinals at major championships, but Richardson has time to find her speed. The Tokyo World Championships are scheduled an entire month later than usual, giving athletes additional preparation time. While Richardson struggled in Tokyo, Jackson made an immediate impact at the Diamond League Rabat meeting. Her 11.04 season opener in the 100 meters was nearly 0.4 faster than Richardson's best time this year. That performance immediately established Jackson as the early favorite heading into the Prefontaine Classic. Jackson's time was particularly impressive because it marked her season debut in the 100 meters, meaning she's hitting solid marks despite limited racing. Most athletes remain in heavy lifting phases during this period and aren't ready to produce quick times. The gap between 11:04 and 11:47 represents significant separation in sprint terms. Jackson appears ready to compete at the highest level, while Richardson still searches for her form. History shows that the Prefontaine Classic serves as a crucial preview for World Championship and Olympic medal contenders. Every year, several elite names dip well under 11 seconds at this meet. If historical patterns hold, the winning time will likely sit around 10.80 or faster. The full lineup hasn't been announced, but expect additional heavy hitters like Julian Alfred, Melissa Jefferson, or Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price to join the field. These additions would create one of the deepest 100-meter fields in recent memory. Richardson's confirmation for the event means she's ready to face her demons at Hayward Field once again. Her track record at this meet tells a story of massive redemption and continued determination. From finishing last in 11.14 to winning in 10.84, Richardson has transformed her relationship with this venue. Jackson's potential participation adds another layer of intrigue. Her consistently strong performances at the Prefontaine Classic, including her 2023 double victory in the 100 and 200 meters, prove she knows how to perform on this stage.
Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Quincy Wilson goes wire to wire and quickly. And that is a fan favorite effort. The folks from track.
Imagine being just 16 years old and running faster than most grown-ups ever will. Quincy Wilson did just that. He didn't just run fast. He broke records, shocked the world, and made history. This isn't just a sports story. This is a story about breaking boundaries, chasing dreams, and proving that age is just a number. Quincy Wilson is not an average teenager. He's a high school student from Maryland who discovered his love for running at a young age. His parents, Roy and Monique Wilson, saw his talent early and encouraged him to follow it. Quincy trains at Bully School in Potomac, Maryland, where he balances homework and world-class sprint training. Even as a kid, he was different, focused, driven, lightning fast. In June 2024, Quincy made history at the U.S. Olympic trials. He ran the 400 meters in 44.66 seconds, smashing the previous U.S. high school record set way back in 1982. Just a few days later, he ran 44.59 seconds, setting a new world record for under 18 runners. He was just 16 years old. That time wasn't just fast, it was Olympic level. It shook the track world and blew up on social media. Everyone from athletes to celebrities was talking about the teen who ran faster than almost anyone his age ever had. Even though he didn't qualify individually for the 400 meters at the Olympics, Quincy's blazing speed earned him a spot on Team USA's 4x400 meter relay team. That made him the youngest male track athlete to join the U.S. Olympic team in over half a century. He wasn't there just to learn, he was there to race.
What can we not say about this youngster? He runs with the maturity of someone a decade older than him. I had the pleasure of interviewing him at the New Balance National Outdoors, where he won the championship boys 400. And I said, is there a chance we're going to see a sophomore on the start line in Paris? I said it not joking, but, you know, with a little playful nod to him. And he said, of course there is. And he's made that absolutely come true. In the relay pool for that Olympic.
In Paris, Quincy ran the opening leg in the 4x400 meter relay heats. It wasn't perfect. Team USA WB Bialis in 7th place after his run. But his teammates came through. They powered past the competition and finished strong, making it into the finals. And in the finals, Team USA took gold. Since Quincy helped get them there in the heats, he received a gold medal too. That made him the youngest American male track and field athlete ever to win Olympic gold. This story is bigger than medals. It's about what Quincy stands for: determination, discipline, passion.